Hello, I'm Barry O'Dwyer, the editor and writer of the Intuitive Investor newsletter, and today I've got an important video for you because we want to tell you how we see the stock markets. We feel they're teetering on the edge of a precipice, and we believe it's time to take a good step back away from the cliff edge. In the early morning of Saturday the 26th of May, my lovely wife, Mrs. II, had a dream. Subscribers to the Intuitive Investor newsletter will already have received a full copy of it and its interpretation. In short, it forecasts a massive storm on its way, preceded by the sighting offshore of a pod of marine animals, which only become visible when seriously bad weather is approaching. Later on, a huge tropical hailstorm breaks out. Hailstones the size of a man's hand hurtle down. A woman and child are caught out in it. There are other elements in the dream which confirm to us that it concerns a serious threat to the stock markets. Well, we've certainly had warnings enough. The animals which can only be spotted when a storm is approaching are symbols for the economic meltdown of Greece and its forthcoming departure from the Eurozone. Just in the past week, the difficulties have spread to Spain, which is having to prop up its banking sector in the wake of huge overinvestment in housing, are in need of money, and the central government is running a sizable budget deficit. It looks like Spain may well not be able to survive without help from its Eurozone partners. The problem is that, unlike tiny Greece, Spain has the fifth largest economy in the EU. If Spain got itself into colossal difficulties, it would be, quite literally, too big not to fail. The unemployment figures tell their own tale. Spain's economy is grinding to a halt. Not only is a quarter of the working population without a job, but 50% of the under-25s are unemployed. That's an untenable situation. And frankly, it doesn't need a dream to warn us that things are perilous indeed. The dream, though, is a definite marker. We're taking the necessary precautions. But first, here's what we're not doing. We're not buying government bonds. Not only is the yield pathetic or non-existent, but in many cases they do not represent safety. We have a special distrust of US Treasuries and British gilts, and even a moderate suspicion as to the long-term worthiness of even German or Dutch state bonds. The possible exceptions might be Canada, Switzerland, and Norway. We're not investing in any shares either. If governments go bust, companies are going to find it tough making money. They won't all go bust either, but they won't be earning as much, and they'll likely pay out less in dividends. A stock market crash would reflect that. And we don't much like the look of cash, especially if it's demarcated in one of the ugly sisters, the US dollar, the euro, and the British pound. Lastly, we want to keep a bare minimum on deposit in the bank. Believe us, when Spain and Greece's banks fail, it will rock most European and North American banks, and we're too old to rock. We think there are still a number of good solutions which will keep our money safe in tricky times. The Intuitive Investor newsletter subscribers get the details of our model portfolio every month. Notice how our portfolio weathered the 2007 to 2009 market dip really rather well. It's put on 120% in terms of euros since its inception in 2004. Little by little, without great leaps and dips. Well, the model portfolio really represents our own investments, and no one can buy into it. It's a model or an example. If you're interested, ask us for a sample back number. At any rate, take a look at our website. It could just save our hard-earned savings from being wiped out. There's a storm a-coming. Be very, very careful with your money. So, thanks for listening. If you have questions, contact us. Our address is on the website. and meanwhile, good investing.